Welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, and this is Point Blank. Point Blank on Eyewitness News. Remember, Point Blank is brought to you by Valex Lease Equip Limited. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions. Tonight on Point Blank, we talk NPP politics. The party, after electing a flag bearer for the 2028 general election, which is in January, the party also focused on electing national officers who run the affairs of the party. And tonight on Point Blank, my guest is Boakye Antwi. He's a former member of parliament for the Subin constituency in the Ashanti region, a former deputy minister for works and housing, and aspiring general secretary of the New Patriotic Party, NPP. He's my guest tonight on Point Blank. Eugene, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. It's been a while.
Yes, sorry, long time. Thank you very much for having me.
And thank you very much for coming as well.
The first time in the studio. I think you got one of the best, one of the state
Thank
of
you.
the arts.
Thank you.
So
Thank
far.
you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Good job done. I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
Really, thank you. We know Eugene Boakye Antwi, former MP, former deputy minister. Who really is Eugene?
Well, Boakye Antwi is, I was a long-standing member of the New Patriotic Party. I've been a member of parliament for 2 terms. That's 8 years. I was a deputy minister in the first term of His Excellency Nana Dankwa's administration. That's from 2017 to 2021. I've experienced both of the grassroots and in leadership roles. I've been a party's former NPP UK branch secretary, came down, member of the National Council. So I've gone through the mail, and I'm contesting this position because I want to strengthen our party. I also want to ensure that we operate efficiently at all levels and make sure the NPP continues to be a platform that delivers real results for Ghanaians.
And you think that is lacking now?
Oh, I think so, yes. I think our structures let us down as a party, because if you look at the results that came from the 2024 elections, I think, well, there was nothing to write home about, and that's what has spurred me on to contest for this position. So I'm running to make the NPP stronger, united and effective for every Ghanaian.
But it's a political party. It goes through a cycle. After every election, you don't expect your party to win every election. It's a cycle. Remember in 2016 when the NDC lost that election, they came back strongly. And you feel because of the defeat in the 2024 election, there should be that structural changes.
There's also the size. It's also the seismic nature of the defeat. I mean, since the 2000s, NPP has not had, as a political party, has not had anything less than 100 seats in parliament. We've always had 107, 120, 150 here and there, but to have 87 seats and giving our political opponents, the National Democratic Congress, 2/3 of parliament, is unprecedented. And that speaks volumes about the kind of leadership that we had, leading up to the elections. And that is why some of us have put ourselves forward to step up and take the mantle and put the party at its rightful position.
What really is the vision of Eugene Boakye Antwi?
My vision is for an NPP that's well organized, an NPP that's united, an NPP that's focused on delivering policies that genuinely empower Ghanaians, especially the youth, the women, and the entrepreneurs. We can build on the successes of past administrations. J. Kufuor brought about the GIPC, then Ghana's export trade support scheme. And now Dankwa Kufuor also brought the One District, One Factory initiative, the free SHS, and then the digitalization agenda. These programs show that when policies are carefully thought through, Ghanaian businesses will take advantage of it and implement it and transform lives of the ordinary Ghanaians and also give them real career opportunities. So, that's my vision for the party, a forward-looking NPP that builds on proven successes like the free SHS, industrialization agenda and the digitalization agenda of my tradition. Yes.
And what will be the strategy to implement all these that you talk about?
Well,
because you need a strategy before you can implement the
vision. My first
vision.
approach is to strengthen the grassroots structures. That's the first approach. Training of polling station executives, electoral area coordinators, and constituency executives. That should be the starting block that I intend to build on. Once they are trained, once they are resourced, then they are equipped with the tools to go out there and deliver. The next thing is using data to guide major decisions, such as selection of parliamentary candidates and what have you, and also how to deploy resources in a battlefield or battleground constituencies, if you know what I mean. Then the third thing is also ensuring that every policy we develop can be implemented effectively. There are certain policies that must be tested. I don't know whether you watched the Conservative Party conference in Europe,
UK,
in the UK. Yeah. And clearly, it's not only, they didn't go there to talk about amending the party's constitution alone. Even if that were the case, we saw the leader, Kemi Badenoch, talked about policies that would be implemented if she were elected. And that's the kind of NPP that we want to build. Now, we just don't go to conferences like one we had in Legon. You have to go and sit there for 4 or 5 hours talking about constitutional amendments. We should also be thinking about policies that, if given the mandate again to serve this country, our people can also relate to it because they're part of the decision making. And that's the kind of party I envisage for the future. Yes.
There are some divisions within the NPP, which obviously
strategy only matters if it translates into tangible results for the people.
Okay.
So every strategy must translate into tangible results for the people. Otherwise, it's a failed strategy.
There are issues of division, which almost everybody within NPP, admits. As General Secretary, and you are given the nod by delegates, it will be one of the challenges you will want to deal with. How do you intend to deal with this?
Unity is very critical. I plan to engage all factions constructively and transparently. President Kufuor maintained cohesion of the party while implementing major reforms that President Kufuor successfully also brought together stakeholders for initiatives like 1D1 and free SH utilization. I bring the same consultative approach to the party. So unity is our strength. Every voice in the NPP will be heard and valued. That's the essence of building cohesion. That's the essence of building unity. And also a caveat: all my political colleagues who are contesting to become the flag bearers of the party, they must also be guided by what they say, must be measured by what they say out there. But that is also part of the unity process. It's also part of the reconciliation process. So these are the kind of things I want to see an NPP after the elections of its national executive.
Is this not a tall order for you?
Not at all. I've done it. I've done it in 2016 Ashanti region, and I was able to get the pro Alan Chamatin guys to come and support it, and I've done Kufuor's course. And I think Chairman Woon to me has mentioned me on so many platforms. I was very instrumental in bringing him to the Kufuor camp, in 2016, and so many others. So I've done it before. It's not a tall order at all.
But then you also argue that they were still members of the NPP. But now, majority of the people, some have left to go and form their own. For instance, Alan and his people, the many have called for an olive branch to get some of them back to the NPP. Would that be one of your priorities if elected as General Secretary?
Every party has its
policy about numbers.
Yes, has its core base. Democracy is a game of numbers, and every political party, the two dominant ones, the National Democratic Congress and my tradition, New Patriotic Party, we all have our core base. I'll say 45%. That's the party affinity, right? So we have to make sure that our base is always intact, so that we can move further afield, right, to then attract the floating voters, if you know what I mean. And I believe that every vote counts. So whatever it takes, whoever left the party, whether they resigned, whether the party may, I don't know. We just have to make sure that we bring all of them on board. We'll do our best to get everybody on board, because you are going to a major election and you have to bank your hopes on your core base, right? There must be, who I keep saying, it's not about the person who leads the party. It's about the kind of image the party presents to Ghanaians. That's what is of issue here.
Explain that one.
What I mean is that the party must be the formidable vehicle on which you are traveling to the destination. That's the Jubilee House. If the party is not formidable enough, no matter the candidate who leads it, you're not going to win. Even if we were to bring Obama to come and lead an NPP, we can't win. You know what I mean? So the fact of the matter is that whatever we do, whatever we say, Ghanaians must see maturity, they must see discipline, they must see vision from the NPP and its leaders before they can really consider giving power back to us. And that is going to be the focus of my administration if elected General Secretary, and I'll be the focus of every aspirant who intends to also lead the party.
Or would that not be too short a time? Because I'm told that the election to elect national officers may be in August or September of next year. Would that period not be too short a time entering into the next election to do
not at all
all that you say you want to do?
Not at all. I think even a year is enough. What I'm praying is that this contest does not degenerate into a contest of insults, a contest of...
You mean the January 31st one? Okay.
Does not degenerate into character assassination and what have you. All we are praying for is that we are going to select a candidate to lead us into a general election. We're not looking for angels. So all those 10 cents of Sami Wiafe, 15 cents of Eugene Boakye Antwi, 35 cents of Samens and what have you. We must put a stop to all that. Because these people and their followers are inevitably going to form the government. And if you are arming your opponents with such derogatory statements or comments or write-ups, what do you expect your opponents to do with it when it comes to the main general election? So my fervent hope is that we try and do away with the character assassination and the pull him down syndrome and focus on the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that we are going to win 2028. And I keep saying, it's a contest of ideas, it's a contest of values, it's a contest of vision, it's a contest of insults. That's the bigger picture. It shouldn't be a contest of Sami did this to me, I said that to him. No. It's a contest of you want to lead a nation.
And that has always been a problem of the NPP. You admit.
I think we've learned our lessons, and
hopefully we'll not see that in this.
Hopefully when I'm elected as General Secretary, I think there'll be some kind of a semblance of sanity and discipline in the party. I think that's what the party is lacking now.
What immediate step will you've spoken about your vision, your strategy. What immediate step do you intend to take if elected General Secretary?
I've said I'll begin by streamlining party operations. Right, I will strengthen the grassroots outreach
within a period of time.
Oh yeah.
Let's say 6 months, a year.
If you keep forgetting, I've been a parliamentary candidate for 2 occasions.
I know that.
I've been a member of parliament for 2 occasions, so I know what I'm talking about.
But managing a constituency is different from managing the national party.
The same principles, because the national party doesn't have a day-to-day responsibility of supervising or dealing with people on a day-to-day basis. As an MP or as a parliamentary candidate, you deal with the constituency executives, you deal with coordinators, you deal with polling station executives. We deal with other MPP members who are not part of the delegate structure. So it's the same kind of thing, but on a different scale.
Okay.
So it's a microcosm of the national picture, and setting up task forces to focus on priority initiatives. The approach mirrors how NPP administrations under President Kufuor successfully implemented SME support, 1D, 1F, free industrialization. So these are kind of immediate steps I want to take. So action starts on day one. Yes, strengthening the party and empowering Ghanaians. And that's basically what is going to drive us, what is going to push us into Jubilee.
But is that a job of a General Secretary?
Sorry?
Is that a job of a General Secretary?
Yeah. You are the Chief Executive Officer of the party. So these decisions might be taken to steering committee, National Executive Committee, National Council, get the powers to bring about these things. It's about mobilizing people and training people, empowering people to go on to win the 2028 general elections. Yes, so it's part and parcel
of the job of a General Secretary
of any national or every elected officer of the party, not just General Secretary. You give directions based on decisions of steering committee, NEC or National Council, right? But every officer of the party must act like a General Secretary, because the job is that you have to win power. Our constitution says that every 4 years you have to go into a contest and win. If you don't win, there's a problem. like we lost 2024. Yes.
The party is here to open nomination for the various posts, but you've been meeting party people. What has been the feedback?
Oh, it's been fantastic. I think we've all come to a conclusion that we need fresh faces at the party headquarters. We need people with courage, people with discipline, and people with integrity. And I'm sure everywhere I've met about 98% of constituency chairpersons, of general secretaries and assistant secretaries, the women organizers and the deputies, and in some cases constituency communication officers. And the feedback is that yes, the party is looking forward to these elections, and they are going to ensure that people of experience, people who have proved their mettle in winning elections, are going to be given the mandate to run this party. So that's where we are. So it's very encouraging news, and that's what has brought me here. I've been doing this from, I think, March.
Okay.
I've been, building my regional teams and, ensuring that I'm putting structures in place to galvanize the army for election 28.
You keep mentioning the word discipline. You think that is lacking in NPP?
Yes, I think it's the bane. Indiscipline is the bane of our development, of our growth as a party. I'm a Manchester United fan, and I'll tell you something that.
But your team is not doing well.
We'll get there eventually. We'll get there. I'll tell you what. One of the greatest managers of all time, Sir Alex Ferguson, said. He said, "You bid farewell to discipline, you might as well kiss goodbye to success." So without discipline, there's not much you can do.
Yeah.
Right? You need to be disciplined as a party. You need to be disciplined as officers with integrity for people to really gravitate towards you. Because you are dealing with the people. They have to see. You have to see leadership. They cannot, get up every morning and hearing, you tearing yourselves apart and what have you. So I keep saying that a united MPP is an unstoppable MPP. A divided MPP is a defeated MPP. A defeated MPP is a divided one. Once you are divided, you lose. But a united one is an unstoppable one. And my focus is to create an unstoppable party, a party that's hungry for power, for political power, to come and serve the good people of this country.
The many have said that the party does not treat its, grassroots well. Is that one of the strategies you want?
I think
grassroots members are treated well.
Recognition and reward are things that I've also talked about when meeting them, and I think it's touched a raw nerve. It's gained a lot of traction. As a member of Parliament, thanks to His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, I was made a deputy minister in his first term, and based on that, I was able to do something for my constituency executives, my electoral coordinators, and my polling station executives. About 740 people. There wasn't an election going on. I was able to mobilize some funds to support them. That we are in power now. Whatever it was. I don't want to sit here and mention figures. There's somebody who do the calculation. Well, they are all alive and they bear testimony to it that, because politics is about recognition and reward. And also to have a credible database of members where we can locate our members, where we can identify our members. It's also key. But when it comes to appointments, this noise of, we don't know Sami Wiafe. You don't have to know Sami Wiafe. But once Sami Wiafe is a voter in Subin, but resides in Denmark, right? And Sami Wiafe is a registered member of the party, and the party general secretary has his records, and by extension, every 6 months, these records are updated at constituency level. So the constituency also too has your records. Then Sami Wiafe is a bona fide member of the party, because you cannot know everybody. But I think we have to also create a situation where we make it easier for people to register with the party, for the party leaders to know them. Well, these are some of the things I intend on, bringing about when given the mandate as the party's general secretary. Yes.
On the election day, or the people who are contesting, there are 4 of you, including the incumbent general secretary. What makes you stand out, and why should delegates consider you?
Well, I think I cut across. I mean, looking at the field, I think of somebody. If you look at my history in the party,
they all have history.
Well, I'm talking about mine. Ask me about mine. So let me focus on me.
Let's talk about you.
Let them also come and focus on this.
Let's talk about you then.
Yes. I've gone through the mail. right? I've been a branch secretary in the UK. I've been a member of campaign teams, two campaign teams, Ashanti region, 2008, 2012. I've been a parliamentary candidate on 2 occasions. I've been a member of parliament on 2 occasions. I've sat at National Council for 4 years. I've been a deputy minister. And I think if you are going to be fair to me, you can see that at every level in the political governance structure of our country, I've served. So that puts me, I think, in a very, very poor position with the experience gathered to be able to do the job, effectively, and also position the party to win power. Because I know what it takes to win power. I've done it twice. I've taken this party into power twice as a parliamentary candidate. So I know what it takes to win elections.
Let's talk about governance, because you served in government. The Mahama administration is about 10 months. How will you assess them?
Well, a lot of things were said, but NPP didn't have the answers at the time to respond to them. So there's a lot of propaganda, I would say, in the system. Ghanaians bought into it. A typical one is Galamsey. We thought that President John Mahama was going to deal with Galamsey in his first 90 days as president. 10 months on, we are still grappling with the menace. A very unfortunate situation for our dear country. It was all talk. All the people who made all the noises in this country sit in his cabinet. Unfortunately, we are still where we are. So it shows that it's a concerted effort by every well-meaning Ghanaian to bring it to a halt, because it's very, very, very unfair on innocent Ghanaians who are born deformed, on innocent Ghanaians who are drinking water from all these places. And I am of the view that the NDC will struggle. It's only in the first year, and to struggle because they've made a lot of promises and they are yet to fulfill one, apart from a gold ball. This is not being chaired by my nephew. I think I'm old enough to be his uncle, CEO Sami Jenfi. One of the gold board that they've managed to set up. What else has the NDC achieved? Because the stabilization of the city and what have you has no policy to it. And we've been in government. Everything must be backed by a policy. But you left it around 14, CD 15. At least they brought it down. By artificial. Beginning of the year, they brought it down. We all saw it. The government should start paying contractors and see if it will. Today, the Rose Minister said they paid 5 billion. Well, the rumor says, do you have any proof that the contractors have received? That's what he said. But I want to tell him, but I've been in government. The fact that I'm saying that they've been paid doesn't mean they've received their money in their bank accounts. You can also make your own checks. Yes, the money will probably be still a controller. They will say they pay them, but because they pay them. When the process is in motion, do you understand? Yes, so I'm a firm believer that the NDC will struggle, and that's why I'm urging all my party members, well-meaning party members, to not engage in things that will tear us apart, but rather focus on the game to rather ensure the unity and the cohesion of our party, because we are in a poor position to win the 2028 if we get our act together. You think so? It's achievable, yes. With the heaviest defeat you suffered in the last election? It doesn't matter. Ghanaians, the Gen Zs and the millennials don't have time these days, and the youth form about 60% of the voting population, right? And once we are talking about policies that will to their advantage and benefit, why not? NPP stands a chance. We do stand a very good chance. With you as General Secretary? Absolutely. But without you as General Secretary? Well, I'm talking about me, and I want to dwell on the positives. Yes. Well, I know what it takes to win power. Yes. I mean, I didn't gather all this experience for nothing. Yes. President Mahama has embarked on a number of foreign trips, seeking investors into the country. You don't think is a way of, reviving the economy, bringing the needed jobs, and fulfilling part of the campaign promises? I would say investments only matter if they create jobs and opportunities for Ghanaians. Right? Investments only matter if they create jobs and opportunities for Ghanaians. And investment pledges are positive. He's been to Singapore already. He's now in China. Very positive. But we must focus on results for our local indigenous Ghanaian businessmen, such as the Kofi Amuabens, the Alaji Seydou Agongos, the Jasmos, the Joshops, the Edmarks, the Alaji Usuyes, the Simains, etc. We must make sure that we grow our companies. We must grow them, because these multinationals will come in, will invest here, and also send their profits back to their home country. You understand? They will repatriate all their profits to their home country. And my view is that we must focus on building, you know, the aforementioned politicians that have, businessmen that I've mentioned. Kofi Amoabe, what's the situation with his UT Bank? Can we do something about it? Elijah Gongo, his Heritage Bank, can we do something about it? You know, Jasmo, the construction guy, Jasmo, Joshua, Ed Marks, the Usuyas, the Siemens. What can we do for them? I think that's what the president should focus. So
the focus should be on building local industries. But the foreign investors also help. The foreign investments has over the years proven to be vital.
Do you have any idea the amount of dollars that is taken out of this country by MTN every Monday? Do you have any idea? If you had any idea. And I think these are some of the key things that His Excellency Adodankwa Akufo-Addo did in his first term. That we must focus on building the Ghanaian businessmen. We're all given instructions as ministers to focus on helping Ghanaian businessmen. So what His Excellency Mahama is doing today is not different from what Nana did in 2017 to 2021. The focus should always be on your businessmen. Well, when they get the money, they spend it here. You understand? But when these multinationals come in and they make the money, they repatriate it to their home country or to other offshore accounts. And Ghanaians lose out. And I mean, I'm of the view that, like I said, investments only matter if they create jobs and opportunities for Ghanaians. But at the end of the day, Ghanaians must benefit from our natural resources that we've been endowed by the Almighty God. And if you are not benefiting from the natural resources, then where do we find ourselves? Travel abroad and go and seek greener pastures when we are sitting on deposits of gold, bauxite, manganese, diamonds, and what have you. So my view is that we must look at the aforementioned businessmen and others
and reduce their foreign investments.
Oh yes.
Or stop it totally.
No, we cannot stop it totally. We need it, but we reduce the barest minimum. The barest minimum, yes.
And these local entrepreneurs will help revive the Ghanaian economy.
Absolutely, because they are here. I mean, growing up in the 70s and 80s, there were firms that were running shifts in Kumasi, timber firms, sawmills. They're running shifts.
But the government is going to implement the 24-hour economy.
I'm not too sure about that. I'm here to see it
implemented. Bring about shift as well.
I'm not too sure about that. I'm sure that's one of those election hoaxes that Ghanaians were served with. You don't even have electricity for 24 hours. You are thinking of creating. But we support the government. Everything that the government wants to introduce that will bring jobs to Ghanaians and opportunities for Ghanaians. We support it. But I have my doubts. Yes, I have my doubts.
We've got a few minutes to go. The NPP is electing a flag bearer in 2026, January 31st. You have a candidate? I support any of them?
I support all of them.
You can't support all of them.
I support all. The reason why I say I support all of them, I've worked with all of them very closely.
Okay.
Starting with Dr. Baumia, I worked with him on the election reforms committee in 2014, a committee set up by National Council. Both of us, he was the chairman, I was the secretary. So we had a very close working relationship. I've been in Parliament for 8 years with Honorable Kennedy Ohene Japon, Honorable Dr. Yawadu Chum, and Honorable Dr. Brian Echampong. And Kwabena Japon is like an older brother. We come from the same backgrounds. Actually, we did a common entrance of the same school. He went to Fasma, I went to Pogowari. The same school in Kumasi. Our fathers were both lawyers and judges.
Okay.
So,
you have a personal relationship with all of them.
I have a personal relationship with all of them. I've been to their houses, I've been to their offices. And my focus is I don't belong to any camp. I belong to tradition. My focus is to make whoever is elected the president of Ghana. That's my focus. My work is not the intra-party, chit-chat. No. My focus is to be a general secretary of this party, put this party in a very formidable position to make any of them who wins on the 31st of January the president of this country. That's my job. And it's easy. We
are going to sell ourselves to MPP delegates.
I'm sure.
A minute.
I'm sure all the delegates that matter know who I am. They know what I stand for. That I've got experience. I am somebody who has his eyes firmly glued to where the party ought to be, and who is just waiting to be elected to hit the ground running. We have no time to waste. Ghanaians are also waiting to see what we can offer them, and that is my message to Ghanaians. So I seek their blessings, support, God's guidance on my journey, on my new journey to become the party's.
You are very confident of NPP's return in 2028.
I know my party.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much to the listeners too.
Boakye Antwi, former member of parliament for Subi, former deputy minister for Works and Housing, now aspiring to be the next general secretary of the new patriotic party. My guest tonight on Point Blank on Eyewitness News, that came to you live from our studio here in Accra. My name is Sami Wiafe. Earlier you heard Ejubi Wiafe Akenten, and also you heard Wiafe Ejubi Akenten. Show produced by Bevelyn London and Kwabena Wilson. To be coming your way again tomorrow. May the good Lord be with us all.